While the light's on. All right, so all right. It's looks like it's working. So it's Madam Mayor, it's 10:31. The meeting now appears to be working now. Maybe if somebody down that way would. Jerry, would you say something? Just say something. Keep talking for a second.
Can you hear me? You're now fixing to council late.
Yes, okay. It's tracking now. So apologies for the work session, but we seem to have worked through these difficulties. So it is 10:32, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 participants online. So pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. What's the thing? The minutes from motion to adopt the agenda as thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Jim.
I must say that as I've been so many people stop and they're so thrilled with our new bridge and culvert. You all feel the same way. I think it turned out safe and better. It works wonderfully well. We had a day where we had like 7 inches of rain, and so I got it up and came down to check out and see if it was working. And it was working fantastic. So I'm so thrilled about it. Also, our July 2nd, how many of y'all came to that? It was wonderful. I think it was bigger than expected. I had a lot of people compliment us, and we had a wonderful reporter from the Lake Tribune. Well, I'll tell you, we're going to do even more next year. I'm going to start and we're trying to get someone has suggested we do a so if you're interested, council, any of our council meetings.
Maybe relative.
We send our list.
Aaron, you know, I just think that stuff seems to get more and more. Doors.
Fort Jason.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Hello, everybody.
Not the income mayor, but we want to begin everyone who helped out. Working, volunteering, fighting. Celebration. Last year. We did meet with the project manager, Caldwell Construction. Construction. They are hoping to begin. They are finishing the project in White County. And that is that why probably about a week's time for about we are looking at reading the personal vehicle ordinance. I know this was discussed in the past. Even possibly have a couple of days, maybe a Saturday, where everybody can bring the golf carts and things in to be reviewed. I can't hear this. We'll have that to you in here soon. Right now, it's and one of the ones that we get is that Austin Hall was here. You can all this compliance and you can find it. And so we're looking at making this annual. We're trying to move the safety features a lot of things like that. Right. So to have things that golf carts on some roads. Well, how active is this person?
have ordinances on the book.
We do. Because you have to find your window. Once they call that city hall, to get the permit, we don't, unless you catch it, right? There's no one who people want to use it. I don't want to see. Yes. We have reached out to several letters to repair the frame of courts. A lot of citizens who asked about.
I can't hear squat on this.
About 3 or 4 different matters I've had, some citizens even give me contact information that they live wrong, some photos and cracks there. And not really been able to get hold of anybody, or even get a call. This is one thing that this works with Alger, Tesla. They're both got off their point of green, but just let me know that they're all looking. Trying to figure out what they're doing. Speaking of challenges, organizations, we have continued to have a bit of a period of Kenneth Green, our public works department. But we've been very fortunate that we've had we've had a new staff time, but just let people know that we've things are still being taken care of, but we are beginning the process of I've had conversations with our public works director and police chief to identify problems for next year, and we'll be having some workshops. We are at that time of year. We have received our first 6 lots last meeting for the county. Pretty pleased with that. Shows that retail sales is doing well. Those money started coming in and add up. We are also in the process of identifying projects. Should be receiving the second offer payment. I think it's next month. They will have a 2-year we got our first installment last year. That can go for things like many months ago, we talked about the new water meters that utilize signal technology. Over the past 6 months, we've been to we're doing, you may recall, we're doing a 10-meter test pilot on that. And we don't have those in probably as you just, those who may recall, this uses similar technology where you get faster, ways to try to reduce our water loss. So hopefully, once we get those on the ground, we have time to assess those.
So this is, to reiterate, what you said, these meters. And then the action. That's about $2,000.
So what we have as a master meter, we read those meters. This thing goes around wherever. If you have a week, I think generate on the day after you read the meter. These readers here, I don't have the ability to use the water running off. New technology trying to embrace that.
I believe when the people came and discussed the service technology, they said it also would inform the homeowners.
So that the homeowner will have the ability, to log in. And they can monitor their own water usage. I'm not saying it's advanced, it's a wood thing.
Yeah. That's
So,
true.
2 hours after 30 days. We should have those in very soon. Wanted to kind of revisit the city lots. Months ago, we identified some lots that we want to sell. We got those lots appraised. Legally appraisals, actually have been picked up with the surveyors about April. Appalachian surveyor has this on the agenda. That should be here the first week in August. We're gonna have those lots appraised. Those lots surveyed. And once we have that survey back, we're gonna do it back. It'll be a process. As you may know, all these lots, like a wild bird, there's several lots that city owns. And there's a lot of people.
Most of them, so that expected bidders find them well.
We want to know what we're selling, what they're getting, and, those lots were surveyed back probably in the 70s, so, and, that was what about man. I've got a message now. Again, I apologize, Madam Mayor. If anybody cannot hear me, I apologize.
Council, any questions for Joe? Or, did you introduce,
Madam Mayor, they're from our police department. Chief Estes, as you all know, is working, instead of, I'm head of. So, I called the chief a little while ago, Ron, and asked if you could come out, so they put you on the spot, but there have been a couple of things that he wanted to discuss that might be better received for you, so. Also, Miles, you might come out and, would you mind coming up this way? Let's see what we see. And the virtual part, again, it is.
that's okay.
For the second is what I did go through, we had one med call that we responded to. We had one million autistic before we got. Had a couple students who. No, they were.
Anybody else?
Your mom stepping out.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you to everybody. That's. Everybody. You know. Anyway, I want to turn it over. Leaving.
Welcome back.
I get all.
Welcome.
I was released to hearing that say.
Next time you use on the emergency road, when it was missing. Yeah. You can start. And get been there so long, so the road should be fine. 6 inches of pressure run and then 2 inches of top. It won't be binder, one step under binder is a thicker asphalt. So our soft. The soft part makes the pump kick on slowly. Yeah.
Okay.
That's also. Working on playing some patrol. We're gonna come back and put I got the from the fire department. We did it in that. We can come back. We do have. Oh, issue coming.
Leave it up. Well,
I was just gonna use this as an opportunity to remind everybody. For example, like the milk and water, we did put up website, the city Facebook page. We also have a city. Even things like water advisories, repair work, but for those that embrace that technology, we try to use those formats to try to get information. If you have any questions about that, we had a one call last week about the local water. We had somebody who said we had something like that. Social media, website, et cetera, to try to get information out to people.
You don't never know what that can entail. Then Cody was. We have.
Sky Valley is full with the sounds of silence, the hum of the hummingbird's wings, and the babbling of the brook. Remember the times when you were young? Home base was a place.
When James here got that. Cody got that. There. Originally, if somebody was stung in there and found the deteriorated, then that was the goal. Yeah, when the goal was found, they walked by.
Mr. Chairman, I have one final thing. I know we have a lot of questions and concerns about security and down that road. Georgia Power met with him about a month or so ago. Once the road is paid, they're going to provide us a quote and some information about what it's. We're also looking at doing some cameras down that way. And even speaking to the police department, that also that area we had earlier, we got a city limits sign that's ordered. It's already set, the county map in the public is really good well. So, we have several, they're ready to build, so, we'll help address some of those.
Questions?
One more would be five.
So let's take that into consideration when we look at the budget.
Thank you, Jerry. I know that. All right, let's move on to the reports. And I have people, my valley, who go beyond their systems and participate in our community. Mr. Deal.
Yeah, I think the update, I'd like to update on my conversations with Harrison Merrill Jr. and any potential development they might be considering in all the land they own here, which is primarily everything that's undeveloped. We spent the last couple of years having multiple conversations about what they would like to do or what would cause them to want to do something here. And there's been a couple of sticking points with that. And the first one was, their thought was to go back to skiing here, which really doesn't fit this community anymore. It was a great thing to have back when Sky Valley was established, and that was what they used to sell all of the lots and land and the development, and that's the purpose of those props, if you will. But infrastructure wouldn't support that. The cost of that is just kind of way out of whack these days. And so, from our surveys that we did almost 2 years ago now, what we found was, people really want to protect the residential nature of where we're at and the quiet and the peaceful. And it has turned into a golf course community and a second home community, a retirement community, if you will. So we want to protect that. So we've got to the point with Merrill that that skiing is off the plate. And they have some other ideas that we're working through with a professional planner from Atlanta called TSW, big firm that does some very, very good work all over the country. And really looking at some other ideas to do something in this building here, in this area where we're sitting right now, which is kind of the core, but not over commercialize it. More residential, more of a convenience and an additive to the residential quality of our community. And then potentially out on 246 near the overlook, they own some land back there that might be a better fit for some more commercial type stuff, or restaurants, maybe some rental, small houses, some activities. We're talking about an outfitter. But inside here, it would be things about more development of the trails, maybe some mountain biking trails, some convenience here, like maybe a coffee shop or something, repurpose this building. And potentially what we would call a horizontal hotel and conference center, basically a bunch of cabins that would benefit, the city there, would also benefit the club, be able to house some of their golf groups, etc. So there's some real good, and none of this is all real preliminary. The key point here is they would like to do something. And we've come to a common place where they understand and we understand we don't want to mess up inside the valley here. We want to make sure we maintain the quality of life that we have, and that anything else that gets developed that might be commercial nature is outside of the valley here. The other piece of that is the CBC church that's currently occupying this building is going to be in the process of constructing a new church over just past the junction out on 106 out here up on the hill where you see it's been cleared. And we really would like Harrison to do something because we don't want to let this building just sit here and deteriorate again. So we really need something to happen here. So there's a lot of conversations going on, very preliminary. Key point is, I think we've got common ground where we might be able to move something forward over the next 2 to 4 years with this stuff. And the other key piece of that is there needs to be some sort of capacity either for self-contained septic or a sewer just for this area here. And that other conversation is one, we have a $3 million grant to do that. It's going to cost more than that. They've agreed, Merrill has agreed that they will fund, as long as they can recover when they sell the condo units or the houses that they develop, etc. So real positive conversation. First time we've been able to get to a common ground there, and really looking forward to trying to get something moving. And it's a long process. The next step is come back with some ideas. We got to look at some other funding options. And once we're at that point, then we would participate with them in a feasibility study. So that they want to invest the money, they got to make sure they're going to get it paid back, right? Meet their internal rate of return thing. And we want to make sure that whatever is done is accretive to our community here and protects all of the great attributes that we have, and will increase our tax base, which means in the future we get to further lower the property taxes. So it's a good critical mass conversation, and some real progress got made here in the last couple of weeks. That's my report.
I have a question. And that's always been discussion. Before anything, sewers would have to be all in place, enough for the capacity.
At least phase one, yeah.
Grade one.
Phase one
Yeah,
is,
phase one.
is the lift station back here somewhere
Yeah.
would get installed, and then the construction would start on the, if it's going to be sewer, the construction would start on the 8-inch main that would go up and over the mountain and tie into Raven County.
I'm sure the discussion is financing, how we pay for that. I'm
Yeah.
sure that's how we.
Well, the $3 million space for phase one, it's the rest of it that we got to close the gap on that. And that is not, at this point, there is no thinking whatsoever to charge any residents for this. I mean, that's got to be by grants and by the developer. And then potentially, if there are like timeshares, for instance, they're going to need to tie into this. So they may need to pay a little bit. But it's just for this valley area here. It's not for the rank and file of the residents. Condos and single family houses. Yeah, possibly a little conference center. Yes. Yeah. Talking about mountain bikes. Got to pedal them. But something, we basically want to do have some sort of activity that creates a little bit of off-season demand. Because without that, any business that you put here, like a coffee shop, they won't survive. So you need something to generate some visitation, some more VRBOs, some more Airbnb, some more use of whatever little conference center we have here. Plus, got to be able to sell the condos. And he's talking the first one he probably developed would be on the hill behind the chapel here on the first fairway up on the hill there, which is the great view and all that. Yeah. Very that at least that was his comment. But a lot of work's got to be done. Nothing's committed, nothing's spent. There's a lot of conversation, a lot of research and stuff that has to be done first. But at least we're on common ground at this point.
Yeah, thank you. Again, good morning, and give you a brief report on what's happening. Hey, first of all, Doug Hollinger had arranged to have Fred Altnader, golf writer for Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana golf journals, along with having a radio podcast, visit Scott Valley June 20th to the 22nd. Fred, after the visit, had a very positive comments on Scott Valley, especially the hospitality, friendliness of the people, and things to do in Sky Valley. He was amazed. This information will be shared by his magazines, articles, and podcasts. Doug, again, wanted to thank Bill Thies for providing the housing, the club providing meals, golf, Jim Curtis for providing the tour of Sky Valley. Jim, you might just say, at this point, I think it was very positive comments from Fred at that time after your tour. So, thanks. Doug also stated that two other media people are waiting to come to Scott Valley Lake. Some were fall this year. And also East South is scheduled to do a story in Scott Valley next month. So lots of things, doing a lot of things outside in Scott Valley. Website report. We are currently working on updating the visitor website. There are some things that need to be done. And we're currently working on that. I wanted to talk a little bit about Steve Denver and this photography agreement. Steve had a very busy time in Scott Valley. June the 5th, Steve took photos of a field-way welcome back party to see what's so special about Scott Valley. July 1st, Steve took photos of photo drone videos of pickleball play, new home construction, club croquet, and Four Seals Condo social event. That all for July the 1st. July the 2nd, then he was busy in the morning taking photos of the parade, rubber duck race, all the events, the Sig River event, and of course the fireworks. So we have a lot of this that was put in. Some of the questions that came about, how should we enter all these photos and videos we have? We should have access to the discussion. Is it property? We believe it overall is property of the people. We need to come up with a site in terms of links so that we can all access it. That's something. Also, is a question that with all these videos, photos, we have to have some way we can organize a data so it's massive. I go in and say I want one particular segment of it, and we're working on that also. We also reviewed a list. I sent out a list to make sure after the contract is in, received paper, got everything we want from him. So the committee has sat down, things we want. After his contract is through, we've got everything that we asked for. We spent a lot of money on it. We want to make sure we got the things we needed for future marketing. Scott Valley stickers. This has become a big item and a very important thing. So Karen has said that visitors and members of the Forest Plus in this area would like to have stickers, and at this time we don't have any stickers. I researched and found that past stickers are about that we didn't know they provided the stickers. The committee agreed that we should go ahead and order 500 new stickers based on the possibility could we provide money, even though it wasn't in our budget. Is there a way that we pay for the stickers? And so Jamie Jura approached Reg Council and Integration said that they would pay for them. So we will be getting 500 new stickers, and half of the stickers will be going to the city hall, the other half will go to the club. And I think this is very popular. There was a second sticker that was the bumper sticker, and that wasn't quite as popular. And yes. So in terms of other areas, in August, the GSA Super Senior Championship and Mid-South golfers will be visiting the club. Steve Kerr is expecting 180 to 200 golfers. This is a big event. These two groups of Scott Valley is a huge marketing opportunity to showcase Scott Valley, bringing a lot of to the community for housing, meals, golf, fields, and so on. It's a big deal. Yes. Doug Hollings also suggested that these groups present a goodie bag containing flyers, stickers, something from POA. Jamie Santero sent me a list of items he thought would be part of this goodie bag. 200 imprinted bags, special bags that are printed. Brochures and flyers from Raven County Forward Raven Supply. Scott Valley needs its own flyer to include it in this. Currently, we do not have a flyer, just Scott Valley. That's status. Jamie has just done some research. What it would cost to have a special flyer? Sure. Not only for the goodie bags, but for future endeavors. This is something to work on. I'll report. Also, we have to do it. Also, we have real estate brochures, flyers, and hospitals, and real estate. Putting into this again, highlighting what's happening in terms of real estate. Georgia giving gifts. Someone suggested area. One was the Blue Ridge honey. Sample of that that could be included in some local business was here. We did research it, it's a little expensive, so we're looking at costing alternative, less cost on it. Also golf tees and sleeve golf balls, but this should be probably provided by the club. Essentially, that's the end of it. We've been very busy, lots of things to go on. Any questions?
I think, just a comment, the thing that seems to come up is, everybody hears golf, 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 but it's not golfers necessarily that we're trying to attract. It's that demographic. It's those people of that age, of that financial ability that would buy second homes, etc. And that a lot of these golf channels that are being marketed hit that demographic very effectively. And that is really what we're marketing to. And, they all have friends in their clubs and other friends that are non-golfers and stuff. So all this publicity, which if we had to do this ourselves, would cost us hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I've done it, and I can tell you, for a similar situation. So what we're getting here is huge exposure, and at a demographic that would have the wherewithal to buy homes up
Yes.
here. And they spend money, and our folks that are in VRBO and Airbnb are making money off of this too.
Yes.
So I think it's a very accretive effort. You guys are doing a good job.
Thank you.
Landscape. I'm gonna say that I have a bunch of compliments. First of all, they were placing a bunch of diamond trees there. We have a special person on water. Behind the scenes.
Vendors. We sent out probably a blast of 70 vendors. And we have a little bit of what we did. Not to Hillsborough, we have a total of 85.
Sounds like it's gonna be good. $10,250. water system as we. Talk about this. Summarize it.
This is in an effort. We updated our water withdrawal permit. No, it's 20%. Do that. That's something I've been doing in the past. The water lines are not there. Flying around that we don't know where. So, we feel like this technology will help us identify what we have. Help us with our water loss. And also help us streamline the efforts. So English, our water coordinator, stating in the work session, sometimes when, for example, somebody's doing some digging, we have to identify where our water line is at. And if we were within 2 feet, the line is so big. If we're more than 2 feet off, the line is less than that. This will help us streamline tying that in. Everything, but there's a lot of facets, a lot of reasons why we're doing this, and it's also kind of a wrong. It's also kind of a basis that people do the GIS system, but you have to utilizing technology to make the water system.
Comments?
Got a comment,
Okay.
Madam Mayor. This, to me, is a no-brainer. This infrastructure is aging. We're having problems all over the place. We don't know where the water lines are exactly. It's never really been fully documented. So to me, this is a necessity that we get this done. There have been multiple times where somebody's digging and hit a water line. And plus, there are some leaks out there, and we don't know where they are. So I just can't imagine us, not doing this. I mean, it's a necessity, like with any infrastructure. We've got to be able to identify it.
Yeah.
But we talk about.
That's right. Or some people.
Need to see the cost.
1500.
1,500? Yeah. Should. You can't cheap out on the infrastructure.
To the water meters, all everybody. Any questions or comments? With participating? The original 9,999. The water tanks. What else can I add?
You want to elaborate on that?
Do you remember what the other ones were?
every fire hydrant, every, uh,
Also, part of it is to digital. But also will, as part of this, help to improve those. All right, I need a motion then to consider the approval of the Fulton GMRC for the $10,250 original bid plus the $1,500 add-on bid.
So moved.
Thank you, Bill. Second. All right, any discussion by the council on this? All in favor? Thank you. All right, 12, consider approval of the earthworks in the amount of $7,520 to replace pressure reducing valve on top of Lane. We have an in-depth discussion in the work session. It was very antiquated and it was not working. Do you want to give any more information?
Madam Mayor. Well, with the elevation of tanks, the new sprinkler is now work. Not to oversimplify it, but it's kind of a man-made fix right now. We're able to put more from sound. 4-year-old system, we have 7 PRA systems, obviously, worst condition. We are assessing the others. This needs to be fixed. We never gone back from the springtime. You know, the cost of switching the water. It doesn't do repair, it's specialized work. And this type of thing, I recommend it to every company. And, if this is approved today, it's on all areas, so our roots out. And they will not walk away. We will have to do really hard advisory. Everybody listening, sometimes they wouldn't share. This is all put on the website, something new.
Thank you, sir.
minor times and that's been bypassed, you know what I'm saying? Education manager at Reg Council.
This is approved.
3 weeks.
It's got most of it. The more expensive parts that make it. And obviously, he wants to make sure this is really. Once they're in.
Any other comments? Would you?
I understand that
Okay.
It's actually getting. About 115 minutes. I don't worry about. Please. I don't know. But it's not this. Just until that.
Right.
Changes are.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Cody. Any else? All right. Oh, from American. $7,500.
So moved.
Thank you, Bill. Second. Thank you, Tony. How about I say no?
Aye.
Thank you. Year as a total not budgeted for this, must not exceed. Work session.
Mayor.
Yes.
So this is, when we say line to line, it's from the approved budget.
Correct.
We approve as
Correct.
council, and they're just moving it from one activity to another.
Correct. Yes.
It- Yeah, inside the fund that's already been approved.
Correct.
Is there any, or should we place any amount on that that can be moved without approval?
That was not suggested. We can go.
I would like to see that. I mean, just for the fact that it would be brought up.
As part of the resolution.
Yeah.
And we would have.
Say an actual dollar. Probably somewhere between less than $1,000.
They don't
Yeah. Don't have to.
I would be concerned about that, personally, because I think, yeah, really like people that committed, recognize an opportunity that they had recognized before, and you need flexibility to move without that, without having to come back to the 2 months to get a decision. So, you know, it was over $1,000.
This is their budget. It's like a budget.
Volunteers would serve on this stuff, if you effective, would be responsive.
So it makes sense.
I don't know what.
No, we have some projects that are coming up. And our community is doing a lot of due diligence. You know, they're funny, they look at it very carefully. We represent the city, we represent the POA, we represent the club. So there's some issues coming up where $1,000 of dividends, we have some issues. And you got delayed and it's going to go back to the city council. For that, it really sets things back. There should be a fund there. I think we have a total fund balance of $5,089 that's left. This is not been allocated to anywhere. That's it. You can't exceed that. And I would like to go if something comes up like goodie bags. That's it for budgeted goodie bags, but it could be $400 or $500. Then we have some other items there. So we could exceed $1,000. Believe me, our community would not be previously throwing money. And then they would be committed to open all what marketing that is.
So the resolution really outlines can exceed the budget.
Can't exceed the budget.
That's approved.
Yes.
And we have council representation on the committee. Right?
Yes,
Okay. All right. Never mind.
So
Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying
I,
aye. Aye. Before our other resolutions to consider. Signify by the president. So, I hear a motion to approve the vote. Second. Thank you. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
I,
Thank you. This is the first thing we do. And we recognize, do you have any Thank you, ma'am. Late yesterday, I put a letter. And we'll forward it to you all. On Thunder. They took out the natural vegetation that was on the rhododendron. And I'm requesting that the city replace some of the vegetation. The letter goes into more detail. It is, as probably most of you, we live on our back there, and the hedge that was our privacy and so. Was this on your property? Very well. Yes, ma'am. Line Drive, and I go to two parts. Okay. There's a three house place with just great salaries. Then the second part. Also, yeah. It does not compensate the mayor council. In the form of a staff. And I'm not trying to spend any more money, but wanted to. Yeah. Yes, we are. And when we initially going on, we trained in Athens, there was an auditorium, probably 500-600 people on that, and that's what was made. So we wanted to talk about Scott Allen. So what, you all are. 600 people all around the But we knew what we were getting into. First part is, do you want to answer? Remember?
As we all know, everything's going on beyond, as I mentioned before, we all very preliminary in our budget. Last year, the council, last year's budget, council made it to the board, the 5% kind of raise. Personnel is our biggest expense. We are hoping to try to do we are trying to look at something like everything's going on. We're aware of that. The staff is very aware of that, and so, that's what we are trying to do for us. We know, we understand the real cost, driving in, and so, you know,
It's on the top of our agenda.
Yeah. We appreciate our employees. And we know how loyal they are to us. How much we depend on them 24/7. I mean, that is, just we know that.
Well, we'll donate our salary.
Yeah, look at. Thank you. Ms. Murphy.
They're always here. For hours.
We are fortunate. Amen. We do. We appreciate that. Okay.
You know, the others there, I think it's
Well, you know what, and the important thing is we all live here. We're neighbors. I mean, we're not professional politicians that are in this for the money. I mean, we're here doing the best we can to, improve all of our lifestyle and property value and safety and security. Real simple.
When we were in and it just the best ones around is we all volunteer in our house.
Second. Yes, we did.
We did that. I say,
Yes.
well, it's gonna be